Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this segment is on the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee. They've been supporting local kids and teens since 1887, and today they're the largest youth serving agency in the city. My next guest is Kimberly Walker, who serves as the Chief Operating Officer for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee. Hi, Kimberly.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I am so glad to have you here. Every single day, you've got an average of 5,000 kids that come through the doors of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee.
Right.
So if you would kind of talk a little bit about the mission and some of the things that the kids do while there.
Sure. So every day we do have the opportunity to have about 5,000 kids walk through our doors. We focus on all things that kids today want. So we know that kids just want to be kids, right? So we have a portion of the day that's set aside for them just to be kids and have fun and hang out, or geek out as they call it. But we also understand that having underscoring the importance of education is something that we hold near and dear to our hearts. So when a kid comes to the clubs, the very first hour that they will come and spend with us will be focused on what we call Power Hour. Power Hour gives kids an opportunity to get help if they have issues with respect to homework. We can do group sessions, we can do one-on-ones. Following that, there are some kids who need just a little bit more help, and so we will do what we call our academic enrichment session. And at that time, our youth will have opportunities to go on a computer and do some online courses that are focused on math or reading, and it really does focus on the kid and where they are. We're very much involved in making sure that we meet the kid where their needs are. The last hour that we have the privilege of serving our kids is sort of open time. So we'll have kids who want to do arts or do things from a recreational standpoint. And so we try to provide an all-in opportunity for our kids, knowing that we can't do everything, but we do try to provide something for everyone.
Yeah, and bringing that balance between education and recreation.
Exactly.
And it's got to be every parent's dream
Absolutely.
to know that their kids can go there after school and really just have a safe place to have fun and have adults that they know are focused on everything that's important to them.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
In that regard, I've got to say that, you know, at the end of the day, we know that it's not about what we do. You know, I sit in an office, the kids don't come to see me. They come to see Mr. Jackson or Mr. Rob or Miss such and such. And so it really is what you've said. It's coming to an environment that's safe, that's fun, and they've got people who are engaged in their day. How was your school day today? Those are the faces of the organization, and without them, we would be nowhere.
Wow. So it was in 1984 that the clubs actually became the Boys and Girls Clubs. And coming up on Monday, November 5th, there's this huge event that's celebrating girls specifically. Tell us more about that.
Yes, so we're very excited about this event. It actually started 5 years ago, and at that time it was going to be called Year of the Girls, because we were one of the first clubs in the country to offer Boys and Girls Clubs opportunities. But the event was so successful that we decided we would make it an annual thing. So on Monday, we will have a number of kids who will be there at the Italian Community Center, and they will, in a trade show or science fair type of environment, have different exhibits set up that will highlight the things that they've done that they find interesting. If it's sports related, if it's STEM related. And what's unique about this is that the community and our supporters will have an opportunity to talk to the girls and ask them about their particular program, or just in general, what brings them to the clubs. In addition, we have what we have is an auction, but it's not the typical auction where you or I would go and bid on something for ourselves. We have an auction where the public they offer opportunities for the girls to get engaged with. Maybe it's making jewelry, or maybe it's an outing to something that they would not necessarily have an opportunity to be involved with. So it's a great time of sharing. Our girls look forward to it every year. They like for people to come and talk to them and ask questions, but they also very much enjoy asking questions of the community.
Yeah, and the Boys and Girls Club really does work to not only empower the youth, but also to really help help them build character. So this particular event is set up, like you said, for these young ladies to showcase what they're really good at, but it also gives them an opportunity to communicate and really become comfortable and really take those first steps in being and representing who they will be in the future.
Right.
I love the whole concept. This is again on Monday, November 5th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Italian Community Center. And Celebrating Girls, you've got GIRLS, that's an acronym for Growing, Inspirational, and Responsible Leaders. And I'm really loving the idea that the public has the opportunity to come in and really get a feel for what it is you guys are doing or really implementing into the young people.
Yeah.
So how does somebody go about getting admission?
So what you do is you go to our website and you can fill out an application, and then once the application is completed, then the person who oversees our girls program, her name is Ebony Haynes, she'll reach out and she will make sure that the girls understand the commitment, because to your point, this is really helping them to establish like leadership and different skills that will make them life ready. Once they are part of the girls program, they will meet regularly, and then this event that you're talking about is a culmination of several weeks and weeks and weeks of them practicing and learning different skills.
I love it. And the website address where someone can go, because they do still have plenty of time to get that done, bgcmilwaukee.org/celebrating-girls. And the clubs also provide a long list of programming for young people in general. But what are some of the programs that you specifically target for girls?
So we do have a STEM program. What we're seeing is that not enough of our young ladies are going into the STEM space. So we've got a nice partnership right now with Rockwell at our Davis Club. And so girls have the opportunity to learn more about science, technology, engineering, and math. We also have a focus that's through our Marvan Scholars Program I spoke about a little bit ago, where the girls will have an opportunity to really hone in on their math and reading skills. There are a number of different programs that we have. We have our Torch Club and our Keystone event, and members from the clubs, they again go through an application process, and once they're accepted into the program, then they go through weeks of training and leadership learning and development. In fact, we've got Dejanay Kennedy. She is what we are so proud to call our Wisconsin Youth of the Year.
That's amazing.
So yes. And in that process, she was nominated by one of the club managers, as we do every year. And then after you're nominated, the group of panelists that are external, so it's objective, they select a person who goes up against everyone else at the state level. So it's the city representative who then goes up against all of the other club representatives at the state level. Miss Kennedy went up against others and became the state of Wisconsin Youth of the Year. From there,
awesome.
Exactly. So
I love it. And the thing is, when we talk about this Celebrating Girls event, I'm guessing she will be there representing, so to speak. But I'm excited to be a part of it because I'll be hosting this year. And the thing is, when you talk about what they are showcasing and really showing everyone that they're capable of doing, it's giving these young ladies also an opportunity to have a camaraderie with each other, and building relationships and understanding how to network is huge as well.
Right, exactly. That's one of the big things that the girls program offers. I mean, things that we take for granted, like etiquette classes.
I had a chance to stop by a couple of weeks ago, and that is one of the things they were doing. They had meals in front of them with the utensils, and they were learning etiquette. I'm like, this is amazing.
Exactly.
So it's good stuff going on, that's for sure. So we were just joined by the superintendent of Milwaukee Public Schools, and it's really one of the things where you say it takes a village, and you have a number of your clubs that are directly tied in with Milwaukee Public Schools when it comes to membership, right?
Right. So we are fortunate that we are partnering with MPS, and what we are a part of is called CLCs, or Continuing Learning Centers, and we're in 30 plus sites throughout the city. And after school, we are an extension of the day school. So we really work closely with the day school to provide information sharing. So we know where a kid is as it relates to math or reading, and we're able to then take that information that we've gotten and then use it to help them in that after school space during the power hour or our academic enrichment time.
Good stuff. And so what type of programs or systems are set up for the kids to really take what they learn during the school day and extend it over to the clubs?
So again, because of our partnership and we get the exchange of information, when a kid comes in, they are able to have someone that will work with them either in a small group setting or one-on-one to help them with whatever that areas of academic, support that they may need. From there, there's even more intentionality that's put in place. So a kid who doesn't necessarily, meet that measure of proficiency, we have individuals who will help them individually, and if more additional help is needed, we actually have folks who will help tutor them. So we've got an all-inclusive process that we have in place, working with the day school and working with our club managers and our academic support to make sure that we, again, meet our kids where they are and really help them to become life ready.
That's good stuff. So you guys focus on the arts, education, career development, sports, health and wellness, as well as character and leadership. That is a lot of stuff. And so if someone is watching and they want to either become a member or a parent wants to have their child or children become members, what do they need to do? So
they can either go on our website, which you mentioned is www.bgcmilwaukee.org, or they can give a phone call to 414-267-8100, and we can put them in touch with the appropriate person. Because we've got clubs all over the city of Milwaukee, the parent or guardian can decide which club is most convenient and appropriate for their child to attend, and it's just a $5 fee annually to be a member, and we provide all of the resources that we can, that we have, and hope that more people will come. So we really do appreciate the parents, the community partners, and everyone for entrusting us with their children, and just hope to continue to be around for years and years to come.
Oh, there's no doubt. And I definitely want to go over the details for the Celebrating Girls event. Once again, we'll put it up on the screen. It's Monday, November 5th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Italian Community Center, 631 East Chicago Street. Again, I'll be the host at this event. I'm excited about there, and there's going to be interactive exhibits, opportunity shopping, and a whole lot more. It's really a great way to support our future female leaders and honor the 35th anniversary of welcoming girls into the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee. Good stuff. Thank you so much for coming by and for sharing all the great information.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Looking forward to seeing you soon.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kimberly Walker is the Chief Operating Officer for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee. For more information, you can visit their website. Again, it's bgcmilwaukee.org. And that is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams, as always. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at Our Issues Milwaukee. Have a great day.